checking out this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe. So, Saturday night's main event is taking place, and it is LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. And they do a long match. Everything's going along fine. And then Seth does a springboard senton, and it's kind of a weird landing, it looks like. And then he does a springboard moonsault, and LA Knight moves. And Seth lands on his feet and grabs his knee, and he falls down, and he rolls to the corner. And the referee pushes LA Knight back, and Seth talks to Paul. The ref talks to both of them. The doctor comes up. Long conversation. Everybody's booing. And then Seth hobbles to one foot, bounces forward. LA Knight boots him, pins him. And then, you know, they take the camera off Seth. LA Knight's like swearing as he leaves. And, you know, after they went to commercial, it's like there's 30 guys in the ring, and they all end up helping Seth to the back because he can't walk. And the next day, Seth is backstage on crutches at the Women's Evolution show, okay? They asked Triple H at the show, what's the status of Seth? He said he's going to get checked out today in Birmingham because the show's in Birmingham. How about that? And, you know, it doesn't look good, he says, okay? So, this happens, and, you know, start asking around. My God, what happened? Was that real? Was that... And you see all the videos online, and then you see all the stuff you don't see on TV. You start asking around, and everyone's like, it's real. He's hurt. And, I mean, everyone insisting, it's real, he's hurt. But then, you know, you got these other people that are, you know, the fans are like, I don't know, man, that's kind of weird, blah, blah, blah.
He's going to cash in later.
Yeah, so then, John Pollock, on his show, says, I was told this entire scenario on Thursday. Seth is going to do an injury angle, and he's going to be on crutches. I mean, he was everything. So here's the thing, everybody. John Pollock is the real deal. He's not making this story up, okay? I can say, I mean, I trust the guy to say with basically 100% certainty that on Thursday, somebody told him this entire scenario that happened on Saturday night's main event, okay?
I would be... I will cut off a limb if John Pollock made this story up and is lying about it.
Yes, okay? So, here's the thing. Everybody, okay? Everybody there is insisting that this is legitimate, that he is hurt, okay? Everybody. However, John Pollock was told everything that was going to happen all the way through Seth being backstage at Evolution on crutches 2 days before it happened, okay? So listen. Guys, there's only a few options here, okay? One is that somebody got in a time machine and went back in time and told John Pollock this, okay? Even if you think John Pollock, like, made it up, I mean, how? Okay? That's too much of a coincidence.
When did John mention this? After the injury, I'm assuming?
He had said something privately before he said it publicly, okay? I'll just say that. Now, I also, yesterday, in talking to all sorts of people, somebody listened to the show, and they sent me a message, okay? And they said, this is what happened. And what they claimed, and actually, I now think that this is true, okay? Because it's the only thing that actually, everything makes sense if this is what happened. They said that Seth has a knee injury and that the injury on Saturday night's main event was, in fact, not when he got hurt, but it was a cover, okay? And so the story is that Seth worked the injury on Saturday night's main event to cover for an actual minor issue that he has with his knee. So, we're going to hear that, well, Seth does have a knee injury. Seth is getting a procedure done. And I believe that they're going to claim at the beginning of Raw that he is going to be out 9 months and that he's got this full knee completely destroyed, because that was what people said. And then he's going to come back much earlier than expected to do the surprise cash-in. That is what I think is going on, because that would literally cover everything. Everyone has been told he is injured. Everyone believes he is injured. That would be true. However, John Pollock, knowing exactly what was going to happen 2 days before it happened, that would explain that as well, because that portion of it was, in fact, a work. So we'll find out, but, I cannot doubt John Pollock, but at the same time, I 100% believe that Seth is injured, because, the whole last 40 minutes of that show was in disarray. They had to change this. They had to change that. They had something planned for the end of the show, which apparently was not a Seth Rollins cash-in, but they had something planned for the end of the show that, because of this injury, did not happen. So, there were a lot of people that were working live on this show who, in the middle of a live event, were told, we got it, Seth is hurt, we got to change this, and they're scrambling and doing this. These people would be furious if they found out that this whole thing was a work. I know people close to Seth who would be furious if they found out that he wasn't hurt. So I do believe that he is hurt, but I believe that maybe they worked the actual alleged injury that happened on Saturday night's main event so that they could tell the story that it's a real serious injury and he's going to be out a long time, when in reality, he might just need a scope or something, and he'll be back much sooner than expected. Have you grabbed your F4WOnline.com shirt yet? Well, we got a bunch of them. They're up in the store right now. F4WOnline.com/shirts. You can grab your -5 stars shirt, your Dave Meltzer Wrestling Observer shirts, even the brand new After Dark Radio shirt. You love Granny? We have Granny's Gang shirts. Have you ever won a shoot battle royal? Probably not, but you can tell people you did. So check out the store, all of these great shirts and more. It's through Pro Wrestling Tees, F4WOnline.com/shirts. That's F4WOnline.com/shirts.